mountains of North Carolina, hunkered down in a bunker, there lives a man with his family patiently awaiting the passing of the COVID-19. Armed with a passion for cooking and an even bigger passion for eating, James emerges with his wife Kate and kids from the ashes of total annihilation to bring you food from the COVID apocalypse. Let us infect your taste buds.
The Gourmet Apocalypter. Cooking with instinct. Or something.
Oh, hey everybody, James with the Gourmet Apocalypse. We're gonna whip together some carnitas. This is my version of carnitas for this episode. Probably a lot different than some of your versions of carnitas that you get from like the different restaurants and stuff. But it is my version. I like my version better. Honestly, most of the food that I eat, I like my version better than other people's versions. You might be the same way. Anyway, but what we did, we started out with a full Boston butt. As you can see, I've already cut up the Boston butt. This is your pork shoulder roast. I got the bone blade right here. We're gonna use that too. You just cut up your pork nicely. We're gonna cut them into cubes. We've got cut up, I already did the cutting here, diced up red pepper and green pepper. That's one whole red pepper and one whole green pepper. 2 bulbs of your garlic right here. Cilantro, I just diced up a bunch of cilantro. Okay, so we've got our cilantro right here, just like that. And you don't have to just pick the leaves off and stuff like that. Just, you know, that takes forever. Just leave it on the bunch. And then we've got our onion that we're gonna throw in there, and then 2 whole limes. We might need more lime juice as we go, we'll see. Also gonna use some salt, pepper, chili powder, garlic powder, and you know what? I need some cumin. I'm gonna have to find that. And then you can use any type of pre-made salsa, or if you have some homemade salsa, use it. Unfortunately, since it's been winter, now it's spring, I haven't made my fresh salsa, so I've had to resort to just using something from the store, but it works just as well, gives pretty darn good flavor. So pretty much we're just gonna throw this all together. Also, I'm gonna use some chipotle. This is my homemade chipotle. I actually had a bunch of jalapenos on my my plant last year, and these were green jalapenos. I didn't wait until they ripened up and got red. So basically I took them and put them on the smoker, smoked them for a very long time on low heat, and they dried out, and then I blended them into a powder, which is what I've got here. So whenever I need more, I'll just take these and blend them up, but they smell so good. These are spicy though, really spicy. Anyway, so let's get this thing going. We're gonna take this pork and we're just gonna kind of dump it right into the pot. Everything's just gonna be dumped into the pot. Very easy. Now this is gonna take a little while to cook also. This is gonna take probably 3 to 4 hours to cook down, but you really just have to keep it on a medium heat, low heat, and it's gonna do its thing. Dump your peppers in. Dump your garlic, just like that. Just like that. Cilantro, onion. And the onion, that was 2 small onions, so 1 medium onion will be fine, 1 medium or 1 large onion. Here, salsa, just take the whole thing, dump it into the pot. It's pretty easy, isn't it? We're gonna take our limes. Dang, these are some hard limes. Get as much juice out of it. Man, probably need to go to the store, buy more of these bad boys, because dang. Apocalypse is not doing well with limes. in the pot. Get in the pot. Juice out. This is actually 2 whole limes. You want a lot of lime juice. If you buy it already squeezed at the store, that's totally fine. Goodness gracious. This is, oh man, I'm telling you, it's testing my forearm strength. I thought I was pretty strong there. Guess I'm not. For now, we're not going to oversalt. The main thing here why we're not going to oversalt is because we're going to reduce this down, and we don't want to put so much in here that when it reduces down it's too salty. So we're going to start with about 2 teaspoons of salt. Just like that. And also, the salsa has salt in it already. We're going to put some pepper. Let's do about a teaspoon to start. Pepper. Garlic powder. Boy, there's not much left in that one. That's about a teaspoon. Yep, garlic is important. I'm going to add more of that probably. Okay, chili powder. Do about 3 teaspoons. 1 tablespoon maybe. Chipotle. Now this is spicy. My homemade stuff. So I don't want to put too much in there because we will burn up. I am going to measure this out. This is a teaspoon. I'm going to do about half. It will pour. Funny, when I was making this chipotle, blending it up, I breathed it in and it got in my lungs. It was no good. Okay. So a half teaspoon of the chipotle. All right, so I thought I had cumin in the house, but unfortunately I don't. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get it boiling because this takes a while, and I'll just add some cumin. I gotta run to the store. But what we're gonna do, we're gonna take this, we're gonna fill it up with water to about here, and then we're gonna put it on nice medium heat and let it get to a nice boil, and it's gonna boil and boil and boil. And then once it's done boiling, we'll have the base product of our carnitas. Take it, we got the water in there, and then just stir this stuff around. Nice and stir it around. And then also, remember, we have this bone here. I'm just gonna throw that in with it. It'll boil in there, and hopefully we'll get some of that marrow out of it. It'll be really good and help with the flavor. Really what we're gonna do though is just reduce this thing down. It's gotta cook. The meat, we're gonna break down the meat so that it pulls apart, and it's gonna be really good. So here we go. After we make the carnitas, we've got several different options of what we're gonna do for dinner. I mean, you could do, I'm gonna show you all how to do taquitos, which is a great snack. We'll also do some special carnitas tacos with a homemade mango and tomato salsa. And then what we'll do is we'll do a couple different varieties of different things. Okay, so it's been about, I don't know, 4 hours. Like I said, this takes a little bit of time to render down this meat, but I do want to let you see what I've got going on here. We've got, when I said render out all the juice, I meant it. This is it. We are done with this meat. But it is fully rendered down. All the ingredients have mixed together. It tastes fantastic. It's good to go. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna start making our little condiment items that will accompany our tacos, our taquitos. So here we go. Let's get to it. I'm gonna put this on low heat just to keep it warm, stirring occasionally. That's another thing when you're making the meat. Make sure throughout that 4 hours that you have time to go in and stir it every now and then, because if the meat will sit at the bottom of the pot, and if you've got it on too high, I would go medium to low to medium for cooking this down. All right, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna whip together the salsa first. We're gonna do a mango salsa. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna get this mango salsa started, and I think you're gonna really enjoy it. It really is good though. Okay, so we've got some mango. I did about a half a cup to maybe a 3/4 of a cup of mango. If you want more, just add more. I already cut it up though, unfortunately. Okay, so we've got our tomato, and I'm gonna add, I don't know, maybe about 2 cups, 1.5 cups of tomatoes. I'm gonna save some of those tomatoes though for our guacamole that we're gonna make. So I wanna make sure I save some. So we've got our tomato, we've got our mango, it's in there. Now we're gonna add some onion to that. So we're gonna cut this up. Now when we cut this up, it's squirming on me. Must not wanna be cut. Who would want to? Anyway, like I said, save those onions, the onion peels, just like that. All right, okay. So main thing here, get a nice fine dice, because this is a salsa and you want it kind of fine so you don't get too much of a whopping. Wow, that's an onion. So you can see this is a fine dice, just like that. It's gonna go in there. Honestly, when it comes to making your different salsas, pico de gallo or whatever, it's more up to how much of one ingredient that you want in there, and that goes for cooking in general. You know, it's all in how you want it to taste. If you want a lot more onion, add more onion. All right, so what we're gonna do, I've got these onions. I'm not gonna use all of them. I'm gonna save some for my guacamole. I'm gonna add about a cup. Like a that. The rest of this I'm going to use for, in fact, I'm going to add a little bit more. Like that.
Ooh, those are some strong onions. Ooh.
I just want to cry. I just want to cry. Anyway, so anyway, we're gonna save the rest of those onions because we will use those for our guacamole.
That'll be good. Just like that.
Okay, next thing we're gonna need, I use this cilantro for the actual carnitas meat, but I have some left over, which is good because we're gonna use it in our pico de gallo / salsa. I like to keep this wire on there, helps me keep it straight. Like I said, with the cilantro, you don't have to sit there and pick the leaves off like that. That's gonna take forever. Why waste your time? Slice the whole thing up. Just like that. Still tastes good, trust me. Gonna chop it, we're gonna pop it. Love a little flavor, little of that flavor. Okay, there we go. So that's our cilantro. Gonna take that, throw it in the bowl. Throw it in the bowl. Throw it on the ground too. Anyway, might be thinking, good Lord, that's a lot of cilantro. Well, it is. All right, so the next thing here, we're gonna take our lime, because we need lime juice in this. And we're gonna squeeze this lime. Hopefully they're not as hard as the ones from earlier. Holy crap, oh. Good Lord. I think I'm developing arthritis or something. You have no idea how painful this is. My knuckles hurt. It doesn't feel good. Sometimes cooking hurts. That's what they say. A lot of flavor there. A lot of juice. Try to get what you can out of some of these limes, man. When your lime doesn't have enough juice, sometimes you gotta bust out the big guns. That's what I'm gonna do. Just gonna use this. Wow, this lime. Wow. This is actually a lot more difficult to open. Why is it gotta be so hard? There we go. Time to shake. Ooh, this is made in Italy. Huh. Thanks, Kate. A little more lime juice because I didn't like what that lime did. Didn't give me enough. All right, there we go. We got our lime. All right, so next thing we're gonna do, add some salt. This is salt and pepper to taste. So you know how salty you like your foods, so I'm gonna let you do that on your own. Some pepper. Remember, salt and pepper to taste. Now, next thing we're gonna use, some of my homemade chipotle. See, I don't want to use too much. I would be using jalapenos, but I don't have any jalapenos in the house. So I'm just gonna use a little bit of this chipotle. It'll give it a nice smoky flavor also, which would be great. I'm gonna throw a little bit, oh, I think I got it in my nose. I'm telling you, I ground that stuff last year and it's like a powder, and I should have put a warning label on it. I don't have Corona. My nose might be running, but it's not from the Rona. Okay, here we go. Throw some chili powder, maybe about a quarter of a teaspoon. Some cumin, about the same, quarter of a teaspoon. So we're gonna add a little bit of sugar to our salt. I can't talk today. We're gonna add a little sugar to our salsa / pico, whatever you want to call it. Not much. Let's do maybe a half teaspoon. Just like that. Now we stir it around.
Listen to me stir it.
Got that? We pride ourselves on our sound effects. Like I said, always taste. I've got my little spoon here. Right on. Okay, so the next part of our show today, we're gonna make some guacamole. This is another recipe that I've kind of developed. A lot of people have different versions of guacamole. This is my version. I like, you'll see what I like. I'll just make it. How about that? All right, so we're gonna take our awesome avocados. Hopefully they're nice. Yeah, they're pretty nice. There's a little brown on there, but that's okay. Take the core out, big old core. Just swing it around. So they're pretty decent. All right, but I am gonna take off those bad spots. So all we're gonna do, we're gonna get it into our wonderful bowl. I'm just gonna use this spoon. It'll scoop right out. Don't waste. Get it all, get it all. Scoop it out. Scoop it out, James! Okay. Uh-oh, we scooped out the wrong part. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. So, here we go. We've got our avocado. Also got my smasher. Okay, so I would say about 2 tablespoons of onion. I'm gonna put in there. About 6 cloves of garlic. Yes, cloves of garlic. I love garlic in my guac. I'm gonna do about 3 tablespoons of tomatoes that I already cut up. Next thing, we're gonna actually add some lime juice. Lime juice from Italy, see? Anyway, lime juice. Do about 2 tablespoons. And if you want more, add more. All right, so now we're gonna do some salt. Salt and pepper to taste. So, add you some salt. Add you some pepper. Such. I'm gonna use some cumin. Just a little, maybe a quarter of a teaspoon. Quarter of a teaspoon of the chili powder. Now, got all that set. Now we're gonna mash, baby. Mash it up, James! You know I will. Something about mashing your avocados just makes me happy. Makes me want to say, I love that green sloppy stuff. Pulverize it. Looks pretty good. Now, I'm gonna taste it. Might need more salt, but remember, always taste. What better way to taste with a tortilla? It's good. All right, perfect. Looks good. Okay. Oh yeah. Very good. Don't want to waste any of that green stuff. Smooth it out, make it look all pretty. And there we go. That's it. What I'm going to do, since I'm not going to be using it just yet, I want to keep it nice and green. I don't want it to be totally oxidized and brown. So I am going to take this wonderful saran wrap, which someone in my family broke the slicer part off. I don't know who. So I'm going to have to use my brute strength to rip this thin plastic coating and slap it onto this wonderful mixture of green good stuff. Yeah, just like that. All right. Now, I'm not going to, oh, there we go, it works. I'm not going to actually seal it like that. I'm going to take this and actually press it to the guacamole. And this should help make a seal to keep the air, oxygen from hitting it, and hopefully keep it from turning brown. No one wants to eat brown guacamole. They like it green. So do we. The lime juice helps a lot, and the onion actually helps on keeping it from oxidizing. So that's some good benefit of having that in there. But there we go. All right, so that is our guacamole, and it's done. It's going in the fridge. Last condiment we're gonna need for the taco is just some shredded lettuce. I like to do a really fine shred. So what I do is I take my, this is actually green leaf, but I take it, I get really tight, and then I take my big knife and I start slicing and dicing. Like I said, I like a nice fine lettuce on my taco. And that's what I'll get. I'll get that fine slice by hand. It's just what I have to do. Oh wait, don't look up. You're making me look up. I'm gonna cut my finger off. No, I'm just kidding. Do that little particulate of lettuce. Okay. All right, so we're gonna get our taco shell ready. I'm gonna use a flour tortilla, and actually one of our patrons, Beth, she actually showed me this technique that she used for making tacos. I never tried it, but it made total sense to me. And so we're gonna do it. I'm gonna use some olive oil in a pan. We're gonna get that thing turned on. And then I'm also gonna throw some butter into that pan, but get it nice and hot. Then we'll throw some butter in there too, because I like having a buttery flavor on this tortilla. Why not? So we're gonna throw some butter and get that melted up. All right, so take you a nice flour tortilla, and now we've got the oil and the butter nice and hot. Just lay that in there. We're gonna brown off both the sides, and we're gonna form it into a taco.
In just a minute, we're about to switch here.
Okay, we got a nice browning going on, looking good. Now that we have that, take that, just fold it over. Good taco, good taco. You see that butter will burn a little bit easier, obviously. It's a nice, look at that. Look at that. Take it off. Like I said, this is a piece of junk stove, so I have to take it off like that. But now we've got a nice big taco shell. I'm gonna do one more. Throw it in the pan. This doesn't take long at all to do. You don't have to do it this way. Do it whatever way you want. But I think the people in my family really, really enjoy the tortilla done this way. That butter's a little burned. It's okay. Like that. Trying to knock out the bubbles. Flip it. Shape it. Any way you want it, that's the way. Alright, just like that. A little more toasty. Looks good. Place it on a just paper towel, let it dry. All right, so you know how to make a taco, but I'm gonna make one for you anyway. Put some good meat in that wonderful huge taco shell. And just like that. Then what we're gonna do, we'll take some of our pico, mango pico. There's one taco. Now I'm gonna set up another taco differently. You can get really creative with the awesome colors of the mango pico. So we're gonna switch it up. See, sometimes you just have trial and error. You want it to look nicer, and then when it's too late, you've already made the mistake, you can't go back. All right, so what we're gonna do, we got our meat in. Now I am going to maybe add some of the cheese. Like that. This one's gonna melt a little bit on there, which is good. Some people like that. I like a little more cheese. Okay. Then we will get our wonderful guacamole. Our sour cream. Maybe a little more sour cream. Just like that. And then our lettuce. Let's do our lettuce first. There we go. And now get some color from the mango pico, like that. And there you have it. Okay, we finally got to the point where we can get a good taste here. And luckily I have some very eager, willing volunteers. So here we go. This is gonna be it. And, you know, I want you to be critical. I want you to taste every flavor, and I want some description of what you're tasting. Maybe after you eat it, though, so we don't have to see you chewing. All right, so Elena and Dominic are gonna, a taco for both of you. Go ahead. It's the flavor just bursting. Okay, is it spicy? Do you notice any of the spices and stuff in it? Yeah, good, a little sweet. See, that's good. That's good. So we're gonna be doing taquitos next, but I've got to let this meat really cool down. So I'm just gonna make those tomorrow. How about that?
The Gourmet Apocalypter. Cooking with instinct. Or something.
down. Come on down.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to the Gourmet Apocalypse. James again here. Like I said, we have a couple different things that we can do with this Carnitas meat that we made. So I actually cooled this overnight. So it's been sitting in the refrigerator. It's nice and cool. We're gonna make some taquitos out of this meat. It's gonna be really good. So let me show you how we're gonna do that. All right, y'all. So first we'll start with our corn tortillas. Very important. You can use the white or the yellow or whatever. But what you'll do, we need to prep our tortillas so we can roll them really easily. So with these tongs, I'm gonna take them, and I need to be very gentle that I don't cut into the flour. I'll probably do that a little bit, but not too bad. But you have grease that's hot. I have a little deep fryer that I bought, and I use every now and then. So just make sure you have about that deep of oil in your pot so you can really get these things submerged. This is really quick. All we're gonna do is take these tortillas, we're gonna throw them into the oil for about 10 seconds, make sure they get all wet. This is hot, this is probably about 375 degrees. So let's do that, here we go. I've got probably about five tortillas here. So I'm just gonna gently get them in that oil, just like that, make sure they get coated. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You don't want them to fry and get crispy, and it doesn't take long for the tortilla to get crispy, so you need to be kind of quick with it. And then just take them with a plate and some napkins or paper towel will do, just to draw out some of that oil. We'll do a couple more of these. Another 4 or 5. And you can use a thinner tortilla. They do have thinner tortillas that you can get. These are a little bit thicker, but it's all I can find at the store at the moment. There we go. Throw it on the other ones. Now, as you can imagine, these probably are going to be kind of hot. Once again, luckily, I don't have feeling in my fingers, so I'm going to move right into this. We're going to start stuffing these. I'm just going to get another, I'm going to probably get some sharp cheddar cheese shredded, and we'll put those in there too, so when we fry these the second time, because they are going to have to be fried again, they'll have cheese with the meat, and it's going to be really good. So let's go ahead and get that done. Okay guys, so we are ready to start rolling these taquitos. Unfortunately, in the apocalypse, every now and then you run out of certain items and you don't have it in-house. So all I have is shredded mozzarella cheese. But heck, we fry mozzarella cheese all the time and it tastes really good. I think it'll go well with these taquitos. So let's go ahead and get these things rolled. I've got my tortillas right here, and I'm gonna lay out as many as I can on my cutting board. And yes, they are a little hot. You can see some grease because they were saturated in grease, but it'll allow us to roll these things without breaking them too bad. Corn tortillas are known for breaking easier, so you want to make sure. So what we're going to do, what you'll need also is going to be these, some sort of maybe a longer toothpick will work, or a skewer. We will need those. I'm going to bust a couple of those out because when we roll these, we're going to need to we're going to need to do this to keep them rolled using a toothpick. So I'm going to just lay those out like that. All right, I got my napkins here because this is kind of a greasy thing. So here we go. First things first, we're going to take our cooled taquito meat, and you don't need to put too much in each one of these. In fact, I would say a couple teaspoons. Just kind of shape it like that. And what I usually do is I get them all laid out with the taquito meat so I can roll them all quickly. Just put them in like that. Okay, so the next thing we're going to want to do is, now that we have the taquito meat in our tortillas, let's go ahead and throw some cheese on top for fun. So I got this mozzarella cheese. I'm just going to do this. You don't want to put too much because it's just not going to roll with a bunch of it because these are smaller shells. you know, just add some. Gives it a little flavor, a little stretch when you eat it. They're little pork tacos that are fried, pretty much. All right, there we go. All right, so now what we're gonna do, we're gonna roll these things. So what you're gonna wanna do is just roll this thing like this, start like that, and just kind of twist it around like such. And then when you get to this point, get you a toothpick, stick it through, just like that. And then do another one, like such. Now I'm gonna add to these toothpicks so we don't waste all our toothpicks. We can do about 3, we'll probably do 2 or 3 on there. But just so you can see, the end is a little flappy, but it'll fry nice and crispy. All right, so that's how we're gonna do it. Let me roll up these. Okay, that'll be enough for now. That's good. Okay, now our next step, I'm gonna clean my hands first because they're all greasy, and then we are going to dump these in the fryer. Ready to get this thing in the fryer. I got the fryer at about 375. I have a pan here with a little tray so I can drip the grease off when the taquitos come out. Some of the meat might come out of the sides of these a little bit, but usually they stay in pretty nicely. But that's how we have it. Just like that, you can just see that. So this is the taquitos. So what we're gonna do is, these don't take long to fry. So a minute, minute and a half tops, and these will be nice crispy treats. So we'll go ahead and take it, place it in the tray. Take our other one, place it in the tray. And like I said, some of the meat might squeeze out, but most of it will stay in. So here we go. Ready? Boom. Fry them bad boys up. You can set your timer if you got one right over there. I'll do 2 minutes. Whoops. Ooh, it's getting steamy in here. Nice and fried. Nice and crispy, nice golden brown. You know what a chip looks like, a tortilla chip. That's basically what we're doing to these. Just that our tortilla chips are gonna be stuffed with meat and cheese. Carnitas meat and cheese, which is good. One thing, let me just show you down here. You can see they're kind of floating, getting lighter, that's good. Means we're pretty much ready to go on that. And since these are thicker tortillas, I'll let them go a little longer. We're almost there. And we're just at, there we go, let's pull it out. All right, looks good. All right, we're gonna pull it, dump it. Get out of it, hey! You did not go, there we go. So there we go. And then what we'll do for fun, let's take some chili powder. Chili powder is always good. Just a little bit of chili powder on the outside, like that. Let's do the rest of it. Another, just take it, stick it in there. If you see some meat about to fall out, push it back in. Here we go, Duncan. Let's do it. With these taquitos, all you gotta do, hold on. Okay. All you have to do with these taquitos is pull your toothpick out. Now we have a nice fried meat taco, which are freaking awesome. Great snack foods or dinners if you want. You just pull the toothpicks. If you're really cheap and you're still making them, reuse the toothpick. If not, don't. And you can stack them all kinds of different ways. But that, in fact, I don't know, you can do it any way you want. Those are another item that you can make with these awesome meat products of Carnitas. And so we're gonna have to try this. I usually serve it with either some kind of dipping. Usually I just do sour cream, but you can do all kinds of stuff if you like ranch. Some people just do ranch. Whatever you want to do, it's there for you. Okay, everybody, here we go. This is our finished product. I've got my son Alex here who needs hair brushing. In fact, that's why I put the hat on. I usually don't wear hats, but I need a hair brushing. But man, yeah, that's some Brazil hair right there. Anyway, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna have a little tasting. Alex, you wanna lead this tasting? Not over the plate. So how is it? Pretty good? Pretty good, I better taste. We also have a little sour cream, but Alex doesn't like sauce on his. And it's good. Did all right. All right, good. Okay, so that concludes our episode for this week. We will see you next week for our next episode. And yeah, thanks so much, and we'll see you next week. All right, James with the Gourmet Apocalypse out.
The Gourmet Apocalypter. Cooking with instinct. Or something.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the recipe. I hope yours turned out well. And also, if you like the video, you can go ahead and like our page or subscribe if you haven't done so already. Also, if you really like the content or you just had fun watching it, we do have a link below to become a patron through our Patreon account. You can also help contribute to the funding of the program. So if you could, just go ahead and click on that and we'll get you all set up there. So within the next couple weeks, we'll be adding more episodes for your viewing pleasure. So once again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.